Learn from yesterday, live for today, hope for tomorrow. The important thing is not to stop questioning. If you can't explain it simply, you don't understand it well enough. Life is like riding a bicycle. To keep your balance, you must keep moving. Look deep into nature, and then you will understand everything better. We cannot solve our problems with the same thinking we used when we created them. Strive not to be a success, but rather to be of value. Coincidence is God's way of remaining anonymous. A person who never made a mistake never tried anything new. They've no special talent. I am only passionately curious. Weakness of attitude becomes weakness of character. Only two things are infinite, the universe and human stupidity, and I'm not sure about the former. Reality is merely an illusion, albeit a very persistent one. You can't blame gravity for falling in love. No problem can be solved from the same level of consciousness that created it. It's not that I'm so smart, it's just that I stay with problems longer. Logic will get you from A to B, imagination will take you everywhere. Peace cannot be kept by force, it can only be achieved by understanding. We can't solve problems by using the same kind of thinking we used when we created them. It is the supreme art of the teacher to awaken joy in creative expression and knowledge. The only source of knowledge is experience. The world is a dangerous place to live, not because of the people who are evil, but because of the people who don't do anything about it. No amount of experimentation can ever prove me right. A single experiment can prove me wrong. Intellectuals solve problems, geniuses prevent them. Imagination is everything. It is the preview of life-coming attractions. The only reason for time is that everything doesn't happen at once. I know not with what weapons World War all will be fought, but World War IV will be fought with sticks and stones. Common sense is the collection of prejudices acquired by age 18. Anyone who has never made a mistake has never tried anything new. I live in that solitude which is painful in youth, but delicious in the years of maturity. Only a life lived for others is a life worthwhile. Nationalism is an infantile disease. It is the measles of mankind. Whoever is careless with the truth in small matters cannot be trusted with important matters. If we knew what it was we were doing, it would not be called research, would it? Great spirits have always encountered violent opposition from mediocre minds. Everything should be made as simple as possible, but not simpler. The true sign of intelligence is not knowledge, but imagination. Try not to become a man of success, but rather try to become a man of value. If you are out to describe the truth, leave elegance to the tailor. Any man who can drive safely while kissing a pretty girl is simply not giving the kiss the attention it deserves. Education is what remains after one has forgotten what one has learned in school. Once we accept our limits, we go beyond them. If people are good only because they fear punishment and hope for reward, then we are a sorry lot indeed. A question that sometimes drives me hazy: am I or the others crazy? Pure mathematics is, in its way, the poetry of logical ideas. A table, a chair, a bowl of fruit and a violin. What else does a man need to be happy? The important thing is not to stop questioning. Curiosity has its own reason for existing. There are two ways to live. You can live as if nothing is a miracle. You can live as if everything is a miracle. The value of a man should be seen in what he gives and not in what he is able to receive. Intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. Technological progress is like an axe in the hands of a pathological criminal. The gift of fantasy has meant more to me than my talent for absorbing positive knowledge. The hardest thing to understand in the world is the income tax. Everyone should be respected as an individual, but no one idolized. He who can no longer pause to wonder and stand wrapped in awe is as good as dead. His eyes are closed. In matters of truth and justice, there is no difference between large and small problems, for issues concerning the treatment of people are all the same. It is strange to be known so universally and yet to be so lonely. Any man who reads too much and uses his own brain too little falls into lazy habits of thinking. The monotony and solitude of a quiet life stimulate the creative mind. All that is valuable in human society depends upon the opportunity for development accorded to the individual. Without deep reflection, one knows from daily life that one exists for other people. The distinction between the past, present, and future is only a stubbornly persistent illusion. Before God, we are all equally wise and equally foolish. Put your hand on a hot stove for a minute, and it seems like an hour. Sit with a pretty girl for an hour, and it seems like a minute. Gravitation is not responsible for people falling in love. Whoever undertakes to set himself up as a judge of truth and knowledge is shipwrecked by the laughter of the gods. The environment is everything that isn't me. Never do anything against your conscience, even if the state demands it. Few are those who see with their own eyes and feel with their own hearts. Our task must be to free ourselves by widening our circle of compassion to embrace all living creatures and the whole of nature and its beauty. Anyone who doesn't take truth seriously in small matters cannot be trusted in large ones either. The only real valuable thing is intuition. Science is a wonderful thing if one does not have to earn one's living at it. Joy in looking and comprehending is nature's most beautiful gift. I do not believe in the immortality of the individual, and I consider ethics to be an exclusively human concern with no superhuman authority behind it. When you are courting a nice girl, an hour seems like a second. When you sit on a red-hot cinder, a second seems like an hour. That's relativity. An empty stomach is not a good political advisor. Science without religion is lame. Religion without science is blind. The only thing that interferes with my learning is my education. Please, like, share, subscribe, watch more motivational videos and learn about the meaning of life, love, success,